Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for this Chanel One Eye, One Cheek, One Lip. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. Welcome to those of you who are new, and a special welcome to those of you who are returning. If you're not familiar with the series, I take one eyeshadow palette from Chanel, a cheek from Chanel, and a lip from Chanel, typically from the permanent collection, and I put a look together. So it gives me a chance to go through the collection because usually I will focus on new items, but this way I can visit things that maybe haven't been talked about for a while or things you just might be curious about, and I'm certainly curious about them. This is my final Tisse palette. I've now picked up all of them. I've done dedicated videos to each and every one of them, and I will list those below in case you'd like to see any of those. And I will also compare them for you at the end. So I'll swatch everything side by side just so you can take a look. But let's go ahead and get started. We have a few samples, the Extreme Volume Mascara. I really love the Chanel samples for their perfumes. They're so cute. Then we have a Sublimage Eye Cream. This is great for travel. I love taking these with me. And this is another great cleanser. Again, I love these for travel. And then we have the 202 Tisse Camelia, my very last Tisse that I've been meaning to get. So then I'll have all of them. And that is actually quite different looking than how it looks online. Online it looks very close to Rouge Cambon, but looking at it, it's very different. It doesn't have that purpley tone to it. It's got something in there, but not that same purpley tone and that vibrant pink that Tisse Camelia has. 498 Éclat in the Rouge Cocoa formula. Shade 71. Let's go in with the eye. Again, we have Tisse Camelia. So let's go ahead in with, I have the Chantecaille brush. I'm gonna use that to take this shade right here. It's like a grayish lavender shade, really pretty. I'm gonna take that on the lid. It's really beautiful, neutral, cool shade. And I've been gravitating towards more cool palettes. I find it, unless it's like a coppery, gold, bronzy kind of palette, the tones can actually get lost on the warmth of my actual skin tone. So I'm finding that cool tones are working out really nicely. This is the Chantecaille Shade and Sweep brush. I don't have any Chanel brushes. Let me know if I need any. So you can see it's a very, very subtle satin finish, nothing too sparkly there. I think that's a beautiful one and done. Going ahead now with this deeper shade, I'm going to place that in the outer corner. Okay, I'm gonna take next this pinkish shade, and I'm going to place that right in between the lighter shade and the deeper shade. Right here, and then a little bit more towards the center of my lid. Okay, next I'm going to take the deepest shade here. I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. So I'm going to take this shade, and I have a Chantecaille eyeliner pen, it's a brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of that on the brush. I'm going to take a bit of the Rose de May Rose Water and spray this. Okay, it needs to go this way though. Yeah, it reminds me a bit of the purple chalk eyeliner when it's got a little bit of water added. And then under. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up this eye. I'm going to tightline probably with Cassis and then mascara. I just went in again with Cassis. I tightlined with that. Chantecaille mascara, and I need to put in this shade right here. By the way, I always use the Sonia G Pencil 1 for that part. Just right there. That's pretty much all I use this one for. Let's go in with the blush number 71, Malice. It's a pretty vibrant shade. It does have a little bit of shimmer in there, so let's see if it shows up. It's a beautiful shade. Just a touch of warmth, but I think on my skin tone it looks more pink than anything else. Beautiful. Let's go ahead with this buff. Oh, actually, let me correct this first. I forgot to correct my eyeshadow like usual. So just take the Clay de Peau concealer and apply it right here. It just tidies up that area. Let's take the Chantecaille Blur powder and then always in the front here and then around the perimeter of the blush just to kind of make it a little bit more seamless. Okay, and then the lip. This is the Rouge Coco, again 498 Éclat. Now this does appear to have like the finest bit of shimmer in there. Okay, that shade is beautiful, and I can sense there's slight grittiness to the lipstick, but I don't see the particles. I mean, I can see a little bit like a fine reflective quality about it, but nothing chunky. Like the way it feels, I would expect to see more visible particles, but I don't. Okay, that is a really beautiful shade. So I don't know if it was clear if it went by too fast at the beginning, but I did mix the Sublimage L'Essence de Temps, and I have mine in B40, which is great for my winter shade, but as I get a little bit more sun, it's not deep enough. So I went in with the Waterfresh Tint in Medium Plus, and I blended them together. They worked really nicely together, so if you have this combination, you might want to give it a try, especially if you are a little bit more tan now. Like Medium Plus is a really great shade all by itself for me right now. So I just wanted to see if I could combine those together, and it did work out very nicely. Okay, let's talk about the eye really quickly. I love this palette. It's very soft, ethereal kind of look to it. It reminds me of Impressionist paintings, very soft hues. Everything I think worked out beautifully. I loved this for a one and done shade. This blended well. I really liked this layered. I don't think I would wear it alone just on me. Pinks are not maybe the first thing I'm gonna pull for, but I did think it really enhanced this shade right here. And then this I thought was really pretty in that inner corner, really brightened. So this is a beautiful palette. Then the blush I thought was beautiful as well. It has a little bit of warmth to it, just a hint of coral. But again, on my skin tone, it comes across more as the pink because I do have so much warmth to my skin tone, but applied beautifully, and I think looks really pretty on. As for the lip, I think it's a really beautiful shade. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it's very subtle, but that grittiness to it. But I think it just gives a little bit more dimension without being sparkly. It's not sparkly at all. So let's take a look at all the Tisse palettes together just so you can see them. And then again, I will swatch them for you. And here we have 202 Tisse Camelia, 204 Tisse Vendôme, 226 Tisse Rivoli, 228 Tisse Cambon, 266 Tisse Essentiel. I thought I'd swatch Tisse Camelia 202 next to Tisse Cambon 228 because they looked online similar to me, so I wanted to show you them side by side. Here they are swatched side by side. We have again Tisse Camelia, Tisse Cambon, and you can see these shades here are different. This one has much more shimmer in it versus this one, and then this would appear to be brighter in the pan, but it's actually not as bright as this. This is much brighter. And if we look at these two shades here, this is much more of a purple, and this has a very gray tone to it. So very different there. And then you can see the pinks are different as well. So I hope that gives you a good comparison between those two. Here we have Tisse Essentiel, Tisse Rivoli, Tisse Vendôme, and you can see that this is quite neutral, maybe the most neutral of them all, but it doesn't have the same level of shimmer as these other ones or the previous one. So it's definitely more of a matte, but there's still something reflective in there, so not completely matte. And then we have this one, Tisse Rivoli, and then we have Tisse Vendôme, which has this peachy tone in there, and then this beautiful, again, more intense peach tone. So that's the lighter shade, but it has a peach quality to it, while this one is a very vibrant peach. And then these browns are cooler. I hope that helps in case you were looking at these. That is it for today's video. Let me know if you have any of the Tisse palettes, what your favorite one is. I may have to do a ranking video. Let me know if you'd like to see that. I think we already know which one my first choice will be, but in terms of the other ones, I haven't really thought about where any of the other ones fall. So let me know if you would like to see that. I'd be happy to do that video. But that's it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.